Hi, welcome to Gabie's Knit Goodies. Today I'm out in my sunroom, so hopefully the lighting is good and not too bright. It's overcast, so that should be good lighting. It's been a little while since I've recorded, but I have knit a good bit. So let's get into it. You can find me on Instagram at Gabie's Knit Goodies and GKG Yarn, where I show off my hand-dyed yarn. And then that is for sale on Etsy at Gabie's Knit Goodies. I got into hand-dyeing yarn because I love to knit so much, and I developed a love of hand-dyed nice wools like merino wools and mohair and things like that. And so then I started dyeing it myself and really have enjoyed that as well. All right, so what I am wearing, this is an old sweater that I made quite a long time ago. It is called the Ondawa sweater. I think it was through Brooklyn Tweed, but it is 2 rectangles for the front and back. And it's like a boat neck style, and then it's actually a rectangle again for the sleeve, and then you join it all up together and seam it. And it has a lot of pretty cables, especially in the like the bottom ribbing even has a little bit of extra interest here. And it's just like a wide boxy sweater. I really do like this sweater. It's not a perfect fit. I don't think I love boat neck fit sweaters, but it's pretty and the gray is nice. And the wool is actually upcycled. I got a sweater from a thrift store that had it was 50% cotton, 50% wool. And I took it apart and cleaned it and then knit with it. It was a chore. I won't be doing that again, but it was kind of a cool upcycling process. All right, so an older WIP, very old WIP, is sweater number 20 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I am so close to being done, so close. I finally picked it back up the other day to work on finishing the neckline, and I am almost done. So this is like a wide, deep V, not super deep, but a wide V that is folded. And so you pick up stitches around your neck, you decrease right in the center here, and then once you reach the depth that it's supposed to be, you do the reverse, you increase, and then you fold it and seam it. So I don't know, have maybe 4 or 5 rows to go, and then I can fold it and seam it and weave in my ends, and it will be ready to wear. The only reason I haven't finished this, well, one, I stopped because I ran out of my White Swan DK merino, which I was holding with the kid mohair and silk cloud, and so I wasn't sure what I was going to do about that. And I've decided to just use some leftover yarn that I had that is a little bit thicker. It's like an Aran weight merino wool, and so I'm using that to finish it off instead of adding another new DK weight skein for just a tiny bit. So I'm not holding the mohair with it, but like I said, I have like that much left to go, and it's on the inside, so you won't see it. But it's actually starting to get cool, which is motivating me to want to finish this gorgeous sweater and wear it. It will be very warm because it is knit out of merino held with kid mohair and silk. It's gorgeous. This will be like my holiday sweater, I think, this year. A nice classic, off-white holiday sweater. Yeah. Sweater number 20, My Favorite Things Knitwear. Been knitting on it for like a year. This is something I can't remember if I showed you guys last time or not. And I haven't sewn this little leaf on, but if you're interested in a cute little fall pattern, knit yourself a little pumpkin. Use some scrap yarn and a little pumpkin. They're very cute, and you can use them as like a little table display. Some people put cinnamon sticks in it as the stem. And then I taught my class how to do little crocheted leaves the other day. I still need to attach this one, but they work really well to attach to the pumpkins. Or you can make garlands out of leaves. Yeah. All right, so one of the things I believe I started last time, maybe not, I may have just talked about starting it last time, but it's the Felix sweater. Can't remember the designer, but I will put it here, and the links to the patterns will be below. So this is the Felix Cardigan version. There's a sweater and there's a cardigan. And like, I'm almost totally done. I have knit it. I've even picked up and done the button band. Haven't done the buttons yet, but I did the button band. And the last thing is just that I'm doing a modified hem for it. If you haven't done this sweater before or seen this sweater before, it has eyelets for your raglan increases. So it's a basic raglan sweater knit at a with pretty large needles. I think they're like maybe 9s or 10s, I can't remember, something like that, pretty large needles. Yeah, and this just is a pretty way to do raglan increases. So it's a pretty quick sweater. This is knit out of Highland's wool, non-superwash. This is definitely like an outer garment for me. It's very squishy. I like the yarn. It's not quite as next to skin soft as a merino yarn that I have. Yes, but my modification. So I knit a folded hem. I haven't folded it over yet. I knit a little bit and then I did a, well, it was top down. So I did a purl bump and then I knit with slightly smaller needles for the fold under. And I'm trying to make like a little tube around the bottom so that I can put an I-cord in there and be able to kind of cinch the bottom up, similar to like a bomber jacket or something like that. I saw this cardigan that was kind of had something like this and I liked it. So I am pretty close to finishing the I-cord, and then I am actually going to lay this into that space as I am stitching it closed, the tube closed, so that I don't have to thread it through later. Andrea Mallory did it that way on the hood of her traveler hoodie, and that worked well. It was just easy to not have to deal with trying to like push it through a tube later. Especially like wool's not slippery, so I think this will be easier. So as soon as I finish my little I-cord, I'm going to sew up that edging, that folded hem, and just stitch it with this inside. I think it'll work all right. And I think it'll be a nice, like, almost like a little light jacket. I mean, it's a cardigan, but I'll probably be using it more like a little throw-in jacket. Yes. I am using double pointed needles. I like those the best when I do an I-cord. If you use circular needles, I feel like it's a lot of pulling things through. And so the double pointed needles just make it easy to, after every row, to slide it to the other side and then knit across. If you haven't done an I-cord before, it's a little tube and you knit across, and then instead of turning and knitting back the other way, you just slide your work to the other side and knit again. So you're pulling that yarn around the back of it, which kind of like closes it off and makes it that tube. It's not difficult by any means, but it can be a little bit tedious. I had to break into a new ball of yarn, unfortunately, to finish this off. I was so close. Okay, I did start something new. And I'm making it up because I didn't find exactly the pattern that I wanted. This happens to me a good bit, I feel like. I just don't have the bandwidth to write my patterns right now. Maybe eventually I'll get back to that. So, my daughter wants a sweater for dance. She does ballet, and yeah, she wants a sweater for dance. She wants it to be wholly super cropped because she'll have her leotard on. So she wants like a sweater with sleeves, and she doesn't really need the body of the sweater. And she wanted it meshy. So this is what I have started. I think it's turning out very nice. I dyed her what I'm calling ballet pink. It is a very light pink. Very light pink. And I think it's just the right color for ballet pink. And I cast on, I'm holding fingering weight double. And I glanced at the flax sweater in worsted to just kind of get an idea of the cast on number. And I think I ended up going with like the second or third adult size cast on number, and that seems to have given me a good size of the neckline. I am knitting it on size 8 needles, but I did the neck in either a 6 or a 7. And then I set up for raglan increases. So I have my little raglan lines here, and then I've done a very simple lace pattern where I do a yarn over and then a knit 2 together every other row. And on the edges, if it doesn't line up correctly for where I'm picking up my 2 stitches for my knit 2 together, I just will do knit 1 and then do another yarn over and knit 2 together, which has happened. It happens along one of these edges. I can't remember which one. I guess it's this one right here. But I'm not too worried about like exact stitch counts and stuff because it's such a like stretchy fabric. Yeah, because of the laciness. I've gotten to where I think it's about wide enough. I want to put it on waist yarn and try it on her, even though I haven't really told her that she's asked me for this, but I haven't shown it to her yet. But it might even be long enough nail. I was thinking about maybe doing the body in ribbing, just like, I mean, it's not really the body because it's going to be so cropped, but going ahead and doing kind of a deep ribbing because the lace can get a little tricky keeping it lined up properly. Anyways, and she doesn't want the armholes to be super big, so I know the armholes are big enough, and I think the body's big enough, but I'm not sure that the raglan depth is quite there yet. So, yes, she needs to try it on. That is the hiccup with doing things you're on your own as opposed to just following a pattern, as you really have to, think about it and figure it out. And so it means sometimes I put things down as opposed to being able to continue to work on them. Anyways, I think it's turning out really cute. And because she doesn't really want much of a body, I don't think it's going to take super long to do. Hopefully the sleeves won't be a pain. Yeah. So anyways, little dance sweater. guess it's what you call it, bolero maybe. It's a little pullover sleeves. One thing I wanted to show you guys was that mosaic cowl. I was able to take a picture of some of my students in my knitting class, and this is their first colorwork project, and it turned out beautifully. If you would like the pattern, just email me. My email is below. And I'd be happy to send it to you. Somebody did that a few weeks ago. Yes. And like I said, I do crochet with that class as well. And our latest project is this adorable chicken. It is the little granny square chicken. There's a free pattern on a blog post. And I think, isn't it so cute? I think you can buy the pattern as well, like in PDF form, so you can print it out and not have the ads and stuff that you have on a blog post. But she does have it free on a blog post. And the this is called, she called it a spring court granny square. She also has the pattern for that specific granny square on her blog as well. I think it turned out very cute. And my class is working on these now, and they should be done soon. I did buy plastic eyes, like the safety eyes, and these bigger eyes, for some reason, the pack that I got, the backs, I have a very difficult time putting the backs on these bigger eyes. So I went out and bought, which I haven't used yet, these eyelet pliers. So I think that these will work. They're kind of expensive, but I think that these will work to help me put on the eyes and to help my students put on the eyes, because both my middle school class and my adult and high school class, they are all doing things that involve these type of eyes. And so I thought that it would be good to have something where it's just easy to use in class. Yes. So, isn't it cute? And I think this goes with, like, I don't know. I feel like it goes with fall vibes. I don't know, fall decor. Maybe not. But that's my little chicken. The other thing I have been working on, I'm always trying to figure out what to do with my class next. And we are doing crochet. Some of them don't necessarily want to do crochet, and then there are others who really want to do crochet and don't really want to go back to knitting just yet. So I kind of wanted to introduce them to something lacy, because I think crochet lends itself really well to lace. This is my first take on a free, well, it's not done yet, but the beginnings of a pattern that is for like a little headscarf. Hopefully I can put a picture up. It's adorable and nice and lacy and cute, but I think, I don't know, I guess my pattern is, or not my pattern, my yarn is just a little bit too big. It's a DK weight yarn. The pattern calls for fingering weight, but gives you a modification for DK for the initial, like the initial string here. But I don't think it gave me any modification for the lace center part, and I think that's what it needs. So I think I might take this pattern and then modify it for my class, because it is very pretty, and I feel like it will give the newer crocheters a lot of confidence and that they can do a lot of different things with crochet. And it's just kind of fun. So I kind of want to take off basically 2 full chunks of this. And the idea is that it's a little triangle when I finish the pattern that you tie. But it's not supposed to be this big. It's supposed to end like the triangle probably at the top of my ear and go back. So I'm gonna have to take it out and redo it. But it's pretty, isn't it? I've always thought lace in crochet is pretty. I mean, I'm knitting obsessed for sure. And if I had to choose between knitting and crochet for the rest of my life, totally team knitting. However, I think lace, crochet, lace stuff, I think you have a lot of opportunity to make really pretty stuff in crochet if you want lace. So, yes. I just found one of my other leaves. It's the maple leaf. There's like a maple leaf pattern from, I think it's Interweave magazine that I found online. There we go. Wouldn't this be cute if you had like a whole bunch of different colors and you can, oh, I did make a number of them. I'll put that picture up here. I put them out in my yard. I put the yarn ones out in my yard with the real leaves because I thought it was cute. It made a cute picture. All right. Yeah, this would be a really cute garland for the fall if you had a bunch of different ones. Anyways, it's been good to talk to you guys about my knitting and my crochet because it is what brings me joy, and I hope you guys have lots of time to knit and crochet or sew or craft in any way that brings you joy. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.